Imagine being locked inside one of the most secure prisons in South Africa and escaping, using wooden keys you secretly carved yourself. Parang sa pelikula lang pwede. But it really happened in 1979 inside Pretoria Central Prison in Pretoria, South Africa. The mastermind behind this unbelievable escape was a young activist, Tim Jenkin. Tim was born in 1950 in Cape Town, South Africa. He grew up in a white South African family during the harsh system known as apartheid, which enforced racial segregation across the country. While studying at the University of Cape Town, Tim realized the system was unfair. Instead of staying silent, he decided to take action. Anya, this isn't right. Something has to change. Tim joined the resistance movement African National Congress. His role was simple but risky: distributing anti-apartheid pamphlets, encouraging people to resist the government's racist policies. But in 1978, authorities finally caught him and his friend Stephen Lee. They were arrested and sentenced to 12 years in prison for handing out flyers. They were sent to Pretoria Central Prison. Security was intense. To leave the prison, someone would have to unlock several steel doors, each with its own lock. At first, escape seemed impossible. But Tim had a unique skill. He was extremely observant. Habang ang iba nawawalan ng pag-asa, Tim kept watching the guards, locks, and keys. One day, Tim noticed something interesting. The keys used by the guards had simple shapes. That's when the idea hit him. What if I make my own keys? Using small pieces of wood from everyday objects, he secretly started carving replica keys. For months, Tim secretly tested the keys at night. Sometimes they didn't fit. Sometimes they almost worked. But slowly, he perfected them. Another prisoner, Alex Moumbaris, eventually joined them. One mistake, game over. Finally, on the night of December 11th, 1979, they decided it was time. Moment of truth. Tim took out the wooden keys. First door, click. Second door, click again. They quietly opened multiple locked security doors one by one. Every second felt like forever. But unbelievably, the guards didn't notice. Eventually, they reached the outside. They calmly walked out of the prison and disappeared into the streets of Pretoria. After escaping, Tim and Stephen managed to leave South Africa and continued supporting the anti-apartheid movement abroad. Years later, Tim wrote a book called Inside Out: Escape from Pretoria Prison, telling the full story. His incredible escape later inspired the movie Escape from Pretoria, starring Daniel Radcliffe. Today, Tim Jenkin lives in Cape Town, where he works on educational projects. What makes this story amazing is that the escape used no violence and no weapons, just observation, patience, and creativity. Sometimes the biggest solutions in life come from seeing small details others ignore. And just like Tim Jenkin proved, sometimes the key to freedom is literally making your own key.